Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about another Pandas plotting method. And in this case, we're going to talk about the bootstrap plot. But instead of showing you the documentation on the internet, I'm going to show you how we can access the documentation through Jupyter Lab. Let me show you. So here, if you go to the Help tab and go down to Pandas, you can see we have several other options. But in this case, we're going to focus on the Pandas reference. And we open that up. And if you want to see all of the methods, you can go down to the API reference. If you want to get started, you can see that here as well. And what we're going to do is go to the reference guide. We have the same view of the page we would get to if we were to go to the traditional web page. And what I'll do is actually just go side by side so I can see my code on one side and the documentation on the other. And in this case, I want to look at the bootstrap plot. And what this is a plot of is it allows us to plot the uncertainty statistic by relying on a random sampling, but it's key that this random sampling is with replacement. So we will take a number out and then put that number back. Take a number out and record and then put that number back. And so this will give us an idea of the sample distribution and hopefully some insight into the overall population by this bootstrapping method. And so we will pass it a Pandas series. And we have some other arguments we can use, as you can see here, but I will show you how we can build this plot from this iris data set and allow you to explore further on your own. Let's get started. So here we have our data frame. And if we want to run the Pandas plotting method, we have our PD for the alias of Pandas. So instead of pandas.plotting, we will just use pd.plotting and pass in the bootstrap function. Next, we will just pass in the series. And so this is the column we want to do the sampling and plotting with. And so let's look at it. Let's use petal width. And pretty quickly, we have our plot here. So notice that it did not quite render properly. And one way to get around this is just to use the pot.show. So again, this is based on matplotlib. And I'm already using some styling. So this styling I'm using here is the sns.set style, or set theme rather. And my style is equal to white and my context is set to talk. So that would give us that styling here with the larger text. But I'm just showing you how we can use the Seaborn and matplotlib libraries to enhance these figures. Again, we can do all sorts of things with Pandas plotting, and this gives us a very convenient way of accessing our data, visualizing that data, and looking to gain some insights. What we can tell here from this bootstrap plot is that as we look at our sample distribution, we have a mean that looks fairly Gaussian, a median that has a slight skew, and a mid-range that varies pretty narrowly. If you look at some of the other variables like petal length, we will get a slightly different set where the mean is a little bit more broad. The median is significantly more skewed, and the mid-range also has a slight skew. These panels up top gives you an idea of the points within each sample, and this gives us some idea about the type of data we have, or at least the distribution of that data, and we can use that to gain more insights over the course of our study. In any case, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.